In the deserted hall of a hospital, under the harsh glare of fluorescent lights, Tyler Hayes, 34, CEO in medical technology, stood frozen, breathless. The rain drummed against the windows, while his footsteps echoed in the empty corridor. He had just signed the documents for the organ donation of his 5-year-old daughter, Sophie, who had died 2 weeks earlier in a car accident. Pain and guilt crushed him, a gaping void in his chest. A memory struck him, Sophie's birthday, a year earlier. He had missed it for a meeting, leaving his daughter waiting with a pink cupcake, whispering, "Daddy will be here soon." She had fallen asleep, her drawing of him with a crown untouched. Tyler had sworn never to disappoint her again, but he had lost her forever. As he wandered, a little girl of 4, Lucy, with messy blonde hair and a ponytail, approached, wearing a hospital gown adorned with hearts. A teddy bear clutched to her, and 4 trailing behind, she tugged at his jacket. "Sir, are you my new daddy?" she murmured, her voice soft yet assured. Tyler looked down, bewildered by the intensity of her confident gaze. Something tightened in his throat. Why did her words seem to echo his own broken heart? "I don't know," he murmured, his voice hoarse. The corridor was silent, devoid of nurses or family, only the hum of monitors. Lucy smiled, placing a hand on her heart. "My new heart beats when you're here," she said with childlike certainty. Tyler felt a wave of sorrow, his eyes closing to hold back tears. He knew, without saying, that she carried Sophie's heart. This truth left him breathless, but he couldn't look away from her bright face. Tyler, still kneeling in the hospital corridor, held Lucy's hand, the 4-year-old girl with a confident gaze who had just turned his world upside down with a simple question. The fluorescent lights flickered, casting shadows on the worn linoleum. He searched for words, but none seemed grand enough to contain what he felt. Lucy, with her teddy bear and heart-patterned gown, seemed oblivious to the weight of the situation, her smile unchanged. Tyler felt each beat of his own heart echoing the past. He knew that Sophie's heart, his lost daughter, beat within Lucy's chest, but he couldn't explain it without shattering the moment. He murmured, "Thank you for reminding me." Lucy tilted her head, not understanding, but responded with a radiant smile. Suddenly, a voice pierced the silence. Lucy, Emma, the girl's mother, appeared around the corner, her nurse shoes squeaking slightly. Panic marked her face. She had left her daughter's room to fetch gloves, and upon returning, the bed was empty. Seeing Tyler, a man in a tailored shirt kneeling beside her daughter, she froze. "Lucy, is everything okay?" she asked, her voice tense. Lucy turned, joyful. "Hi, Mommy. This is my new friend. He has kind eyes." Emma placed a protective hand on her daughter's shoulder, scrutinizing Tyler. He stood up, hands raised in a gesture of calm. "My name is Tyler Hayes. I didn't mean to scare anyone. She came to me." The name made Emma flinch. Tyler Hayes, CEO of a biomedical firm funding a wing of the hospital, was a well-known figure. But there, without a jacket or tie, he seemed human, vulnerable, his eyes reddened by fatigue or tears. "She's very sociable," Emma said, polite but distant. "She didn't bother me," Tyler replied softly. Tyler, officially there for hospital plans, was actually searching for Lucy, a fragment of Sophie. The pain in his chest, a mix of sorrow and hope, pushed him toward them. Tyler crouched down near Lucy. "What are you drawing?" Lucy held up a red heart surrounding 3 stick figures. "It's me, Mommy, and my heart friend," she said. Tyler froze. Did you tell her about the donor? Emma's face darkened. That night, alone in his car, under a black sky, Tyler opened his laptop, accessing the transplant registry. He read it again, as if the words could change. They didn't change. Tyler returned to the hospital, pretending to attend meetings, but searching for Lucy. His steps slowed near room 4C, where Sophie's heart beat. The nurses greeted him by name, some mistaking him for a relative of Emma. Lucy lit up, calling him Mr. Nice as she rushed towards him, despite her limited energy post-surgery. He brought gifts, a coloring book, a miniature tea set, then a floppy-eared stuffed animal. "It was for my daughter," he murmured. "She called it Pancake." Lucy hugged it. "It feels warm." Emma, in the doorway, watched a laundry bag in hand. She heard Lucy humming a tune that Sophie used to sing, a tune Emma had never taught her daughter. She stepped back, a hand over her mouth, tears streaming down. That night, by the coffee machine, Emma stared at the rain on the windows. Tyler's visits, his way of kneeling to talk to Lucy, his complete presence troubled her. He seemed real, but she was wary. He was rich, powerful, from another world. She remembered a doctor who had turned her away when she sought help for Lucy, a baby with cancer. Yet, Tyler's gentleness felt different, as if he carried a deep wound. Lucy laughed behind the door, and Emma dropped her keys. What if he stayed? What if he left? Tyler had asked Emma to meet him in an isolated corridor on the 5th floor, where the lights flickered. He stood with his back to the window, hands clasped, the weight of his words pressing on his chest. Emma arrived, polite but confused. "Is Lucy okay?" she asked, worried. "She's fine," Tyler replied. "I need to tell you something." Emma stopped, her brows furrowed. "What?" Tyler placed a hand on his chest. "Lucy has Sophie's heart." Emma froze, the words floating, unreal. Her eyes widened. She stepped back, shaking her head. "You mean?" He nodded. The match, the date, the donor. It was Sophie. Emma brought her hands to her mouth, blinking rapidly. All this time, she murmured, her voice trembling. Tyler waited for a thank you, but Emma stared at him, her eyes hardened. "Is that why you're here? You came for Sophie, not Lucy. You see your daughter in her." Tyler opened his mouth, speechless. Emma continued, the pain piercing. "You called her Sophie, holding her close. You created a fund, offered to pay for her school. And if you decide she belongs to you, because of that heart." Tyler stepped forward. "Emma, that's not it." She stepped back. "You lost your daughter. I'm sorry, but I can't let your loss swallow mine." A small voice broke the silence. Lucy stood there, her bear dangling from her arm. "Am I not good enough for my heart?" she murmured, her lips trembling. Emma froze. Tyler knelt down. "No, sweetheart, you're the only reason it still beats." He hugged her, his voice breaking. "You're the only reason I'm still standing." Emma trembled, torn between protecting Lucy and seeing this broken man holding her daughter like a treasure. The corridor seemed to spin. She wanted to snatch Lucy away, keep her safe, but she didn't move. Tyler wasn't trying to replace Sophie. He was trying not to disappear. In that tense silence, Emma's fear wavered, giving way to a fragile glimmer of hope. Emma avoided Tyler after their confrontation. She changed her schedule, opting for day shifts, declining his smiles in the hallways, rescheduling Lucy's appointments to avoid his visits. When his name appeared on her phone or a nurse mentioned his presence, a tension gripped her chest. She wanted to protect Lucy, simplify things, preserve a space where her daughter could heal. But this silence weighed heavily on Lucy. Where she once jumped for joy at the sight of Mr. Nice Guy, she now sat by the window, her bear on her lap, her gaze lost. Her appetite faded, untouched soup, forgotten jelly. The nights became restless. Lucy would wake up, clutching her bear, whispering Mr. Nice Guy into the darkness. One evening, as Emma guided Lucy's toothbrush, the little girl fixed her with a stare. "Did Mr. Nice Guy leave because of my question?" she asked, her voice trembling. Emma froze. "No, my dear," she replied, stroking her curls. "Adults need time." Lucy nodded, but her gaze dimmed. Emma searched for the light in her daughter, stifled by unanswered questions. While unpacking Lucy's bag, Emma found a worn envelope under a scarf. On the front, "To Sophie from Dad." The room darkened, the silence broken by Lucy's breathing and the hum of machines. Under a lamp, Emma opened the envelope. The letter, carefully folded, bore heavy words, the ink blurred by tears. "Dear Sophie, someone smiles because of you. She laughs like you, loves like you. Her eyes shine the same. She reminds me of joy, holding a hand that believes in tomorrow. Thank you for being my light. With love, Dad." On a Tuesday evening, Tyler received a message from Emma. "Dinner with us. Just us. Simple, direct, a fragile invitation." He replied, "I would love to. Thank you." In front of Emma's apartment, on the outskirts of the city, he held a grocery bag and daisies, the flowers Sophie called happy. More nervous than in a meeting, he knocked. Emma opened the door, wearing a soft sweater, her hair loosely tied back. Her face showed worry, but also determination. "Hi," she said, stepping aside. Lucy burst in, barefoot, in pajamas, shouting, "You came!" She threw herself into his arms. Tyler hugged her, his heart beating against hers. "I missed you, princess," he whispered, kissing her forehead. Dinner was simple: chicken soup, rolls, sliced apples, but it tasted like a celebration. Lucy talked about her drawing, the extra soupy soup, her bear sleeping to the left for her heart. Emma listened, her gaze mixing caution and gratitude. After dinner, Lucy disappeared, announcing a surprise. Tyler helped clear the table, while Emma wiped the counter. The silence was only disturbed by the clinking dishes and creaking floors. Lucy returned, brandishing a drawing, 3 stick figures under a starry purple sky, a heart above the smallest, 2 stars named Sophie and us. Tyler's hands trembled. Emma watched him, seeing his eyes shine. He knelt down. "It's beautiful. You gave us a sky." Lucy nodded. "Everyone needs a place to shine." Tyler looked at Emma. "I thought I came to say goodbye, but maybe I came to start over." Emma stepped closer, her hand brushing the drawing. "I don't know where this is going. I'm still scared. You come from another world." Tyler shook his head. "I'm a man who has lost everything and found a heartbeat to believe in it." Lucy hugged them, pressing her cheek against their hands. Emma touched Tyler's arm. "So, we start small, with soup, drawings, and being here." He nodded, his hand covering hers. Outside, the city buzzed. Inside, a calm settled, a peace born from pain, making way for hope. Emma's apartment vibrated with discreet excitement. Garlands hung in the kitchen, balloons floated near the cabinets. The scent of vanilla cake filled the air. Emma was decorating a heart-shaped cake, her hands steady, her eyes moist. 5 candles, 1 for each miracle. Lucy burst in, wearing an oversized pink dress, a cardboard crown slipping over her curls. She twirled and then threw herself into Tyler's arms. "Am I princess enough?" she asked. He lifted her, spinning her around. "You are the queen of all hearts, even the broken ones." Emma watched, her gaze softened. Tyler set Lucy down and pointed to the cake. "Ready to make a wish?" Lucy climbed onto a chair, the cake reading, "To the girl with the golden heart." Tyler crouched beside her, Emma behind, her hands on her daughter's shoulders. Lucy whispered to Tyler, "You're not my new dad. You're my dad forever." Tyler held his breath. "Forever?" She nodded. "Longer than forever, right?" He kissed her forehead. The morning sun bathed the city, casting warm shadows on the sidewalk where Tyler, Emma, and Lucy walked toward school. Lucy skipped along, her backpack bouncing, sharing her dreams. Emma let their fingers intertwine, a gesture full of meaning. The previous day, dinner, and the birthday had sealed a real bond. Tyler was no longer a visitor. He was part of their world. Emma recalled his letter, where he wrote to Sophie about the love rediscovered through Lucy. Lucy stopped at the gate, waving her hand. "Don't forget to smile," she shouted. Tyler laughed. "Only if you do it first." Emma squeezed his hand. "Are you okay?" He looked at Lucy, then at her. "Now, yes." This moment felt suspended, the pain fading into hope. At the apartment, Emma was tidying up the remnants of the party. Tyler held Lucy's drawing, 3 stick figures under a starry sky. He traced the star labeled Sophie. "I didn't know you could love after losing everything," he said. Emma sat down. "Me neither. You gave us something." He nodded. "Lucy gave you a reason to keep going. And you, we can build on ruins." They remained silent, the city buzzing outside. Later, at a medical checkup, Lucy wore her cardboard crown. A nurse smiled. "Your daughter is radiant." Tyler didn't correct her, exchanging a glance with Emma. In the waiting room, Lucy drew a heart, adding a 4th figure. "For the future," she said. Weeks later, Tyler, Emma, and Lucy formed a trio united by a love born from grief. Tyler would pick up Lucy for school, her backpack bouncing as she talked about her dreams. Emma let their hands intertwine, each touch strengthening their bond. Tyler's pain for Sophie lingered, but coexisted with gratitude for Lucy, whose laughter echoed that of his daughter. Emma was learning to trust, letting down her walls. In the hospital garden, Lucy ran to Tyler with a drawing, a heart surrounding 4 figures under a starry sky. "It's us, and a place for tomorrow," she said. Tyler smiled, moved, while Emma felt her fear soften. They were not a conventional family, but a family nonetheless. At the hospital, nurses noticed the light in Lucy's eyes, her health improving. One called Tyler Dad, and he did not correct her, exchanging a knowing glance with Emma. That evening, Lucy insisted on hanging her drawings on the wall, a museum of hearts and stars. Tyler helped, hammer in hand, while Emma laughed at his skills. Laughter chased away the shadows. Later, Emma spoke of her struggle, her fear of losing Lucy, her mistrust. "You're not like them," she admitted. Tyler shook his head. "I'm a man who found a reason to get up." He touched the locket of Sophie, worn by Lucy on special occasions. "She's with us," he said. Emma nodded. "And we're here for her."